Welcome everyone to the Wednesday Grind. I'm your host, Angel. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to work smarter, not harder. We're going to be discovering a low competition Father's Day product that is about to blow up on Etsy that most sellers don't even know exists yet. And a tool that automates the entire upload process for you with one-click Canva integration. Joining us today are the creators who built this pretty incredible POD automation tool, Anywhere POD. Welcome, guys.
Hello, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you here today. And we're just going to be diving into everything about Father's Day. I'm going to be sharing some low competition keywords you should be putting in your SEO so that you can increase your visibility on Etsy. We're also going to be covering some low competition products, as well as tips and strategies to help you go from zero to your first 100 plus sales. Anna here, she's coached shops that have gone from zero to multiple six figures. So I'm so excited for all the value we're going to be bringing you guys today. If you are joining us live, throw a coffee and a fire emoji. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you have any questions, we're going to be answering all of your questions live in the live stream. So make sure you guys feel free to ask away. All right, guys, let's go over the agenda. First, we're going to be having Anywhere POD team share with us their journey on how they got started with Etsy, how they created this amazing tool. They're going to be sharing with us some features in regards to the Anywhere POD software and how it helps sellers and helps them scale their business faster. And that really cool one-click integration with Canva, which is just mind-blowing to me. It helps you skip so many steps, guys, so that you can list faster and get sales faster. We're also going to be sharing this pretty exclusive product that is high search. And as I was going through my keyword research for today's episode, this popped up. And so I'm just like super excited for you guys because it wasn't really on my radar because I thought it was just like available only to handmade sellers. But we're going to be sharing that product with you guys later on, as well as once again, some low competition keywords, some low competition niches for Father's Day that you guys are going to want to jump on right away. And then, of course, our Spill the Bean segment, where we're going to be sharing with you guys some really valuable tips and strategies to be successful in your business this year. So let's go ahead and dive into the grind. Alrighty, so really quickly, I put together for you guys a free Q2 spring and summer trend report. This has a lot of the top aesthetic trends, a lot of the top niches. So make sure you guys comment trend report for that free guide, or you can find it in the description. It got a lot of really positive feedback about this trend report that you guys can have totally for free. Alrighty, so introduce yourselves. Let us know who you are. How did you get started on the Etsy platform? All things Anywhere POD.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds great. Thanks again for having us. As Angel was saying, I'm Chris Meets. I am the founder of Anywhere POD. And I actually started my kind of POD journey early on Etsy in about 2016. I was actually working for kind of a smaller, more regional POD supplier at the time. And we really focused a lot on personalization. Now, we weren't, the big Printifys or anything like that, but we were focused heavily on personalization because we saw early on how much of a benefit that can give to customers and really help you to be able to stand out on Etsy. So this was back in 2016. Etsy hardly even had support for personalization. So we were really kind of in that space really early and really focused on that. I kind of ran the team that built all the integrations at the time with Etsy, and we expanded into Amazon and WooCommerce. So Shopify kind of across the board. So a lot of experience kind of, for a while now, helping merchants to be able to automate their shops on Etsy. Kind of during that process, it was always really frustrating to me because I'm one that like anything that I can automate, if I'm doing a task like every day, I'm always looking for like, how can I automate that? So I'm not copying and pasting and doing all this manual work all the time. So during that time, it always kind of drove me nuts because you would build your listing, but then you've got 2 hours worth of work and 5 other subscriptions that you have to subscribe to actually have your listing ready to be able to sell. So besides personalization, that's kind of where the kind of brainchild of Anywhere POD grew from, and kind of is what brought it to where it is today, is kind of having those ideas kind of percolating for almost 10 years. So with Anywhere POD, we kind of started that heavy focus on personalization, but then also how can we automate those tasks that are just like those frustrating things that you have to do over and over. Things like doing group listings and you're copying and pasting SKUs and you're manually creating mock-ups and having to upload and download files and make sure you have them in the right dimensions. And like with Anywhere POD, we take care of all that. So as much stuff as we can kind of do in one click, we do. You've already kind of teased a little bit on the Canva integration, which I'm excited to show here in a little bit. But then also we can automate your own custom mockups. We do lots of automation with personalization, everything from text to clip art to all sorts of things now. Automatic video generation, bulk uploads. We just have a suite of tools that I'm excited to get into sharing a little bit of today. So kind of along the way, I'll let Anna jump in here, but we kind of met as she was doing some Etsy coaching and needed help with one of her students. But I'll kind of let her jump in and tell a little bit of her story before we get into that.
Really quickly, could you or Chris explain to anyone who is new here, what is POD? What does that mean?
So print on demand is kind of akin to drop shipping, right? So people have heard of drop shipping where you don't have any actual physical inventory and someone else is drop shipping it for you. Lots of physical goods that you've probably bought off of Amazon are drop shipped products. With print on demand, you're kind of taking that to the next level where you as the merchant and as the store owner are able to create your own custom unique designs to place on these products. So, anything from cutting boards to socks to t-shirts to mugs to some other exclusive products I'm excited to share later on today. So you create no physical inventory, you create the design, you put it on the product, and then when it sells, everything's pretty much automated for you. So it goes to the print supplier, they print, pack, and ship the item, and it's can't say 100% hands off because passive income is always the big catch. Nothing's ever 100% passive, but this gets you pretty close in most cases. So,
especially compared to running a handmade business where you have to purchase the inventory, you have to, make sure that you're categorizing it, repurchasing, you're selling off the stuff that you don't use. You take a loss
on package, send it.
Yes.
And the barriers to entry are just so much lower. With print on demand, you can have 200 products up and listed on your Etsy store. And really all you've spent is 20 cents a listing. Whereas like the traditional model, you're paying for inventory. You need, tens or hundreds of each item sitting in your warehouse ready to send out. Like you're testing virtually for free. And Etsy makes it, almost 20 cents a listing. It's like nothing compared to the hundreds of dollars you would normally have to put into testing a product. It really is a game changer in the kind of e-commerce industry.
No, it truly is. If you think of these companies, larger big box companies like Target or Kohl's, they're testing too, essentially. They're trying to make guesses on trends and on the market. And then they have to it takes them 6 months to roll something out because they have to purchase it all, create it, and then they're shipping this huge inventory into their stores. And we're able to, that's going to cost you $30,000 at least for one single product. And we're able to do it for 20 cents. We can test our product and see, does the market like this? And it really is just revolutionary.
Absolutely. Yep. And helps you jump on trends a lot faster. So if something's going on in the world or the economy, you can jump on the trend, boom, that same day and be able to get some products out there and start testing right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. And it can last a long time. I have products I've sold for over 5 years now that I haven't touched since that creation. So
because it was evergreen.
Yeah, it's evergreen. It just goes on repeat. And I'm not saying that it's set it and forget it forever, but there are products that I have that still make me thousands of dollars every year.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I love that. All right. So Anna, would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yes. So hello, my name is Anna Beck. I am an Etsy seller. I have done multiple 6 figures in 2 different shops on Etsy. The reason why I am here with Chris today is because, like Angel said, I am an Etsy coach. And I had a student who was killing it with a Father's Day product, actually. She had 3 VAs working with her because it was an ultra personalized product. And so she had to get all the artwork done. She had to set up forms to then send it to the print on demand provider. She had to follow up with the orders to close them out. It was literally taking her like 14 hours a day, and she was still falling behind even with the help of VAs. So I wanted to find a solution for her because, of course, I was proud as someone who had helped her along this way to get to this point, to have this huge problem. But she was getting close to the deadline where they were going to be cutting off orders for Father's Day to get them out in time. She was exhausted and overwhelmed. And there was discussion on the table of just canceling orders so that she didn't end up like tanking her shop with bad reviews. So I went on this search because I'm thinking, gosh, it's 2000, this was 2023, right, Chris?
23, I think. Yeah.
I think
Yep.
so, yeah. And it was like, there has to be something out there for this. So I just started asking around in the internet world, like, does anybody have a solution for this? And Chris, in his kind, gentle way, I think just commented like, hey, I think I have a solution. I'll PM you.
Mhm.
And he did. And that was Anywhere POD. And so within 48 hours, she had all of her orders caught up. She even messaged afterwards and was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my VAs anymore because this literally cut out like 80% of their work, 85% of their work. So that was the power of Anywhere POD. And that's where Chris and I became friends because I was like, this has to be the best thing that has happened in print on demand. Like there's lots of tools that have come out. I've used them all. I know them all. But this was something that was filled so many needs that were there. Some of them you didn't even know you needed. And then others, it was just so obvious. And so like, yes, finally, thank you so much. And so Chris and I have just stayed good friends. And with time, I have started to help Anywhere POD. I kind of call myself like the cheerleader of Anywhere POD because Chris really is the mastermind. And when he talks about all the things that bug him, it does blow my mind. Like he is always like, I think I'm going to automate this. What do you think? And I'm like, think about that one. Even, but as a seller, I get it when he says it. But a lot of our conversation is really how do we describe these things that have never been done before and make sure people understand that like this is a hub where you can automate everything in one spot because these conversations and this terminology has never been used in print on demand. So I'm really the cheerleader. He's the mastermind. And this is how we came together for Anywhere POD.
You guys had shown me Anywhere POD when we met last week to plan for our session today. I immediately was just like struck because with POD, you have to create your design. You're in Canva, creating your design, and then you've got to download it, and then you've got to upload it to Printify if you use, Printify as your platform. And then you go through all of that, and then you're going back into Canva. You got to make sure you have your mock-ups that you're uploading. It's like, it really is this I'm so used to it. I'm pretty fast at it. So I don't even think about all the different steps that you have to take. Right. Especially when you're walking through like a new seller. So someone who's brand new, has never done this before, and helping them set up their shops. You go, oh, there's a lot involved to this, that you just get used to doing. And when you can skip 2 or 3 steps like that, the time saving is just incredible. It really is.
Yeah. Well, I loved what you said when we had the conversation. Like with people who start print on demand now don't realize how much easier they have it than it was before. And this more true than ever with Anywhere POD. I like to say Anywhere POD is the new way. Anything is like the uploads and the downloads and this stuff, and those are all old ways. And so few people know about the new ways that what we're going to be talking about today is really a huge advantage because it takes a ton of time to upload and download and click this button and click that button. And you don't even know it because it's just been so normalized and that's talked about everywhere. And so you just think that's normal. But it's like, if you see what we're going to talk about, it's like, it's just crazy. Like, it's just
the difference.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing how fast downloading a PNG becomes a pain point when like that used to be the way you always had to do it. And now it's like, oh, I have to download that to my computer and re-upload it. It's like, what?
You almost have to like relearn, like reteach yourself how to do it. You're like, wait, I have to go this and put this together. I'm like, this is so time consuming.
Yes, it is.
Alrighty, so now jumping back into our presentation here, tell us a little bit more about what Anywhere POD is. You explained that it's an automation tool. So I didn't get to comment on this earlier, Anna, when you're talking about personalization and helping that seller. I remember my first holiday, my first Christmas, I had a personalized item. It was a family group set. And it was just like changing out the names. And it went crazy. And I ended up having to end it. Like I turned off the entire listing before December. I think it was even before Thanksgiving where like a lot of traffic hits. I was just so overwhelmed with the personalized orders. And I remember just spending hours and like my husband was asking me, because it was my first, season. He's like, I thought this was supposed to be like passive income. Like you're spending a lot of time. And I'm like, well, it is because I'm not having to make each one. So it's still time saving. But yeah, it was so time consuming to have to go through and
It's
like
not
edit each
sustainable.
name and upload it to Printify and create a new
Yep,
listing. And it was so
exactly.
overwhelming.
It's so
Um,
overwhelming. Yeah, it is. And you can't you it is not sustainable and it
mhm,
bottlenecks you because then you can't be uploading for the next season or more evergreen niches. And when for the longest time, really up until Anywhere POD, I would tell my students, don't do personalization because
mhm,
I had been down that boat or I was on that sinking boat. And it was just like there's plenty of opportunity without personalization. Now it's totally opposite. Now it's like
mhm,
I love personalization, but
mhm,
exactly that experience, it was my experience. And I'll share
mhm,
that when we get to something I'll insert myself. But
mhm,
I've had that same experience and it's so hard. You don't realize how time consuming it is when you have something pop
mhm.
and then you have to be in front of your computer every day for it.
Yes. Well, and I lost
Yep.
so much money. Like that was my first like six-figure holiday, and I
Oh,
still
that's
made
cool.
made a killing. But
Yeah,
I could have made so much more if I had a tool like this that would have
sure.
saved me so much time, and I would have
Well,
been able to
Mhm.
spend more time with my family because I was
right.
stressed out.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. You still want to
yes,
be present during that
uh-huh,
time. Like it
yes,
shouldn't be like, oh, this is where
hmm
mom is miserable.
hmm
Right.
Mom's gone for
yeah.
Q4 again. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yep,
know people who
exactly.
like, especially before print demand, before automation tools, they just took off January. They were like, we just had the
Yeah.
craziest Q4. We're disappearing for January.
Yeah.
And now they don't have
Yeah.
to
Yep.
take that time off because they have tools that automate the process for you. So all
Yeah.
right, so Chris, let's jump in.
Yep.
Show us all of the things with Anywhere POD.
So kind of a overview of Anywhere POD is really kind of a three main feature focus set that we have. The first one being personalization. We've already talked about that a little bit and the importance of that, and how that can really help you to stand apart. We're able to automate a lot with that, even beyond just like the text. So being able to do clip art. Popular one there is like the birthday flower clip art designs. You can do those Anywhere POD. You can do images. There's a lot of different things you can do on the personalization side. So that's kind of our, I call it our flagship feature set. That's what, big focus of ours is automating personalization. But then we're also looking at automating the rest of the workflow as well. So being able to put tools in place that make it easier for you to list your products faster and manage your orders faster and easier as well. So you're spending less time kind of servicing sales you've already received and being able to spend more time on the tasks that you need to do to get future sales. So that's where we have things like our group products. So if you want to sell t-shirts and sweatshirts in one listing, you can easily automate that in Anywhere POD. If you're doing like family vacation shirts or cruise shirts are popular, where you have a pick of different sayings that they can put on the shirt, we can automate all of that with Anywhere POD and make it super easy to do a lot of different automation steps. Some of those we'll get into a little bit more here when I kind of go through a demo. And then the third piece, which I'm really excited to talk about today, is we're also focused on print providers that have products that aren't widely available out there. So we have several suppliers in Anywhere POD that have exclusive products that aren't available from other suppliers. So that's where we're getting into kind of some of the main topic today. One of them is DecoPlate that we're going to be talking about today. And that is, to me, they are like the hidden gem in the kind of POD world. Their product is just blows me away. And I'm super,
Mhm.
super excited to talk more about that today.
Once
Yeah.
again, when I was doing
So
my research on eRank, where I was looking for those high search, low competition keywords to share with you guys, which I'll be sharing at the end, what this product specifically was mentioned. It was one of the first high search, low competition keywords that came in niches, product niches that I came across, and I was like, oh, like this is going to be. I think this is going to be big. So yeah, I'm super pumped for you to share that.
yeah, this has been one of my best strategies to use is you want low competition, but you got to have that high search volume.
Mm-hmm.
And I love finding products that people aren't talking about or hyping up. That's always when I've been most successful. And I think this is like one of the biggest keys because you're not just jumping in with everybody else. You really have an opportunity to create something that not a lot of people are selling, but people are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes this product really, really amazing. And I'm very excited.
And what I love about the Father's Day niche, just like Mother's Day or the mom niche, is that it's evergreen. Like you're going to see a huge spike this summer. You know, it's going to be a huge spike along the lines of Christmas. But this is a great birthday present for dads, which, by the way, like gifts for him is a very underserved like niche on Etsy, where like a lot of people think of the women, you know, because a lot of people a lot of women shop on Etsy, but well, who are they shopping for? They're shopping for their husbands, they're shopping for their dads, they're shopping for and so there really is like sort of a market gap, and so a lot of people don't really overlook Father's Day, but it's a really highly profitable niche to sell on Etsy because of that. And once again, it's evergreen because it's going to sell for birthdays. It's going to pick up again for Christmas. And just like for Mother's Day, it's just a really, really great evergreen to have in your shop.
And everyone has a father, right? So everyone's looking for a gift in some form for their dad.
For those of you guys who tuned in last week to my trends video, where I did like hottest Q2 trends. And if you haven't watched that, make sure you guys give that a watch. We talked about, I actually went onto Google Trends and was looking at trends for what people were searching for dads for Father's Day. And a lot of people search for sentimental gifts, meaningful gifts, personalized custom gifts. And Etsy was the #1 website that they were searching for those gifts on. Because, you know, now that we have access to online shopping, a lot of guys can just buy whatever they want for themselves on Amazon, those generic mass-produced items. People want something that's really unique. And so they're coming to Etsy for those custom personalized orders, so those products. And that's why the conversion rate is so much higher on personalized items versus generic items.
Yeah, if you're not doing personalization on Etsy, I would say you're really missing out, because Etsy's like, they're telling customers, come to Etsy for these unique products that are personalized. Like they're running Super Bowl ad campaigns for you, telling customers to go to your shop and buy a personalized product. So if they get to your shop and they can't personalize it, they're moving on to the next one.
Well, that's how they beat out those really high competitors who are competing with them, like Temu, like Amazon, is because of that personalized aspect that those types of platforms don't offer their customers.
Yep, absolutely.
Alrighty, so we ready for this product reveal?
All right. So the product that we've been talking about is this product right here. It is a platter. You can see it works really well for Mother's Day as well. This is, as I was saying before, I really think this is the hidden gem in the POD world. Not only is it super low competition, super high quality, not only the material that it's made out of, it's virtually unbreakable. I have 4 kids under 8, and I have a set of these over a year now, and they haven't been able to break them or scratch them yet. So I can attest to the quality of them. Yeah. And they're 100% made and decorated in the USA. So all of the production facility, the decoration, everything is 100% made in the USA. Not too many products in the print on demand world, you can say, are actually manufactured, and a lot of them are decorated in the USA. Not a lot of them are manufactured in the USA as well. So that's another huge plus for these.
Which really helps with the whole tariff topic that's kind of hot right now, you know, and products being impacted by that. This wouldn't be impacted in the same way.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. So great profit margins on these. They sell for somewhere around the like $40+ range, anywhere from like $40 to $50. Your cost on these is $15.50 plus $10 shipping. So you have great profit margins. This is one of those products, like I was saying before, that is pretty much exclusive to Anywhere POD. So the print supplier doesn't have that direct integration with Etsy. These aren't available from Printful or Printify or any of those big suppliers. So you're really able to kind of get into that market and be able to get traction before it's just available to the masses and is kind of flooded on Etsy. So you really have a great opportunity here with these.
And so once again, what's incredible about this is that like Anywhere POD helps you with personalization. So you're automating personalization. They also automate your mockups. So really high quality mockups that you can generate right here, and exclusive access to products that you can't get anywhere else. So it's not saturated. Very few sellers are selling this product. And so it's pretty incredible. So it's not just like, oh, you get a platter. They're also automating the entire process for you.
Right. And to be clear, this works without personalization too. So yes, we focus a lot about personalization. I mean, if definitely go all in on personalization, but if you have designs that aren't personalized, you can absolutely still build those with Anywhere POD. It's not exclusive just to personalized products.
Yeah. I always say this is like my automation hub. Everything happens in this place within Anywhere POD. So it's not like it's separate features where you have to go in and out of screens or log in and log out. It's like this all happens in one place. And I know not everybody can see this right now, but if you can see it, you're going to see that all of this, a lot of it happens simultaneously, all as you're creating the listing. And so it really becomes like a one-click effort and so much happens. So it's very exciting.
And I love that this product is unbreakable. Like I remember my first bulk order I got from Etsy was for teachers. It was teacher appreciation type of gift. And a principal had ordered her entire staff mugs. Okay. So you're talking like 120 mugs. So you're talking, over $1,000 order just like for the product, And so like I was really sweating it, and they get it and they're all broken. They were all broken.
Oh, no.
Now the printing supplier did, it was at the time it was Printful. They did replace them, but it was this whole process. They had to send me photos. I had to send the print provider photos. It was super stressful. It ended up being fine. I got, I was able to get paid and stuff. And it was exciting to have such a huge order. But like that, the aspect of this not being able to break in the mail is so helpful.
Yes.
That's a good point. Yeah, that is true. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to deal with sizing too, like with shirts and stuff like that, where you have people who, oh, it's too big, it's too long, blah. That is a valuable thing. It is exactly what it is, and it's going to arrive in one piece.
Yes, I know a lot of successful print-on-demand sellers who started with apparel, and I still sell apparel. It's one of my top sellers. But they actually they integrated or they transitioned to non-apparel products like mugs or like different types of items because of that problem, where they just didn't want to have to deal anymore with the issues with sizing or printing quality, things like that. But with something like this, it's just so less saturated. Did you want to give us like a tutorial or show us around a little bit more with the software?
Yeah,
or with DecoPlate, however you want to do it.
Yeah, let me show you a little bit more, and then I'll run through creating a platter real quick here as well. So we will just jump in and do that. So if I come over here to the dashboard, you'll see, so we're going to mainly talk about DecoPlate. Again, that's kind of our exclusive product we're talking about. But you can see we have 8 other POD suppliers here that we work with as well. A few of these, such as Usha Mercantile, is also exclusive products to Anywhere POD. So you can see we're really kind of trying to expand that catalog. But we also have a lot of suppliers that you've probably already heard of, such as, Printify, Custom Cat, Shine On. So we're kind of covering both sides of that as well. It's not only exclusive products, we're hitting a lot of different things here. So let me run through and show you how easy it is to kind of create your first product. And then we'll talk some more about some additional exclusive training we're doing for those that are watching this video here. So to get started, I'm already all connected. I'm connected to DecoPlate and everything here. If we come into see a list of DecoPlate products, you can see they offer more than just the platter. So you can do full place settings with this. They have a plate, a bowl, mug, placemat, silverware. They really have a nice catalog. Like I said, doing full place settings, especially if you do that as you can build bundles with Anywhere POD. So with one click, they can get a whole 5-piece place setting, can really help to increase your average order value. But let's run through one real quick here, doing a Father's Day design on a platter. So I'm just going to come in here to my platter and go to Start Designing. And this is where I want to show you our one-click Canva integration. Super cool, can save you tons of time. To note real quick first, if you're not using Canva, say you're using Kittl or Photoshop or some other design software, you can still absolutely use Anywhere POD. You'll just want to download your designs from that software as a PNG file without the personalization layers that you want added to it, and then you'll just add those personalization layers in Anywhere POD. But for Canva, what's really cool, if I come in here and say add from Canva, this will give me all of my most recent designs that I have created in Canva, and I can import any of those designs here either as a PNG, or what's really cool is I can import those as layers. Now, what this is doing is importing the entire design directly from Canva with the individual layers that I added in Canva. So now all I have to do to set this product up is come over here to my text field and mark that as personalized. And that's it. It's that easy. Everything, I designed it in Canva. It just automatically pulled everything over for me. And that is such a huge time saver. I can't even tell you, especially when you get into more. I mean, this works for our clip art. It works for images. It works with Canva frames. So if you have something in a specific shape, that will pull in that specific shape and be set up. It really, really is a huge, huge time saver.
Wow, that's really cool, especially the layers that it has. Like you could add the text there and even the graphics if you needed to. That's really cool.
Yes, yeah. So the text and everything comes over. If I had multiple text layers here, I wanted to mark as personalized. It's really just a matter of coming over to the menu over here on the right and checking the box that says personalized. And like that's all the extra design work that you have to do besides designing in Canva. So once we have this set up, we'll come down here and go to create product. And this is going to create a product for me inside of Anywhere POD. So it's going to generate my placeholder artwork for me with the text and everything that I have added. And then it's also going to create any mockups automatically for me that are available from the print supplier. So in this case, we have a set of mockups here that are available from the supplier. If you're using something like Printify, all of Printify's mockups will automatically be available here. So you're not having to do any additional work to get the base set of mockups that you're used to having available from the supplier. From here, you can make any additional changes that you want. You can, while we're talking about mockups, you can add your own custom mockup templates. This gets very, very cool, especially on something like apparel where you have multiple different colors. If you're using your own mockups for t-shirts, where you're having to go to Canva or some other software, add the design to each color and download them all, this will automate that entire process. So we have a video going into more detail on this, but essentially you just upload your blank images for all of the colors, set them to the right color, and in the future, anytime you create that product, it's going to automatically give you the right mockup with the artwork in the right location automatically on every product. So you don't have to do a single additional step to be able to create your own custom mockups. They're just going to automatically be there for you right away. A couple other quick things that we offer with Anywhere POD, I'll kind of do a quick little overview of. We have an Etsy Analyzer tool here that lets you find top performing tags on Etsy for any of your products, kind of a little Etsy research tool that's built right into your subscription here. You can generate a video, so you can do a slideshow style video from any of the mockups that you have available on your product that'll automatically create and go over with your product. You have the ability to add variants here. So this is where you're going to get into things like the group listings that I was talking about before, or if you want to do artwork variations for different, themed grouped shirts, you can do any of that here. You can create product bundles here, which is where you would do like the place setting, where they can get a full place setting with one click. We have a bulk upload functionality. We really just have a ton of tools that can really help kind of speed up and increase your efficiency without having to do all of these repetitive tasks over and over. So that's kind of the basics of Anywhere POD. Once you're done making any changes here, all you need to do is click on create new Etsy listing here at the top. It's going to automatically create that listing for you in Etsy, and everything on the fulfillment side is going to be automated. You have the chance on orders to be able to review those orders before they get sent to production to make sure everything's how you expect it on the artwork before it gets sent over. And from there, everything's essentially just completely automated for you. Wow,
that's pretty incredible. And there's so many ways you can add new value to this type of product. You could even like use AI and say, think of, make a list of clever or funny, whatever style you want it or tone you want it written in, and ask it to create phrases, funny phrases or sentimental phrases for a grill platter for dads. There's just so many ways to add new value to this.
Can I share a story real quick? And then I'll apply it to this product. So before Anywhere POD, I had a group listing that was for a holiday where it was like a matching couples shirt. And I wanted to have a lot of options available because people liked the different phrases or the different sayings. And that listing took forever to build because you have so many options. And then I kind of fell into the same problem as you, Angel, where I ended up having to do all the orders manually because people would pick different ones, and then I'd have to combine them into the order, send them off to the print provider. It would take forever, but this listing always made me such good money that it was hard to resist. But as the years went on with the listing, I kind of like, even though it was always a good money maker, I kind of hated it. It was just like, I don't want to do this again this year.
Yes.
So when Anywhere POD came around and I got all those listings set up, and all of a sudden it's automated and I'm making the money and I don't have to do the work, it was so amazing. So even with these platters, you guys, we have this amazing opportunity now where we can make the things that people really want and love, and we can give them this awesome listing without getting bottleneck and like burdened ourselves, because it just automatically does all of that. So with the plates, you can offer different designs. Like you might have your main one that you know is attracting people. And if that starts selling and picking up, then all you need to do is add some variations, because not everyone's going to love it. And they're going to go look for the design somewhere else. They're going to be like, oh, I like that. I want to search around. Well, let them just search on your listing. Let them see like, oh, maybe I want the footprint, or maybe I want this.
The handprint.
The handprint. Yeah, whatever. Have that all in that same listing. They're already there. They're halfway to buying from you. You just need to give some more options. And before, that was so tedious. That was so hard that you got to the point where you didn't even want the money because you wanted your life back. And so you can now use the same strategy and really have like a very, very successful product take off and it not take over your life.
So Anywhere POD will let you do variations then. It doesn't have to be like just that one design.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't just have to be the one thing personalized. You can add 5 different designs in one listing. So that's going to be your variation. So it might be happy first Father's Day, happy Father's Day, happy Father's Day grandpa. And you can have all those in one listing. You can have all of those even personalized, and it all be automated with Anywhere POD.
Wow.
Yep. And even if it's not a completely different design, we have a lot of people that on these Father's Day platters, you can see we have a white background here. You can give them the choice of the white background. Do they want a wood background? Do they want like a charcoal, like finger paint type of background? And really give them a lot of different options to match whatever aesthetic that they want and keep it all within one listing.
Anywhere POD will allow you to do multiples, or even if you're doing a t-shirt listing where it's like a bridesmaid, listing where you have the things, or
weddings,
the Christmas,
pajamas.
Yep.
Any kind
and that
of group
saves
listing.
so much time where you can have the order still automated with the right design, and you didn't have to spend the time copying and pasting 100 different SKUs back and forth between Printify and Etsy and hope you got them all lined up. Like, we take care of all of that mess for you.
So we just went through that demonstration, which I know some of you guys are listening, or maybe you're working right now and this wasn't the exact time that you're going to see Chris. And Chris, he's done this a million times. And you're not there yet. So we want to help you guys specifically learn how to use Anywhere POD. So it is as fast as Chris just did it. And it really isn't that hard. It's actually quite intuitive, but most people like to have their hand held through that first time using Anywhere POD. So Chris and I are going to put together an implementation workshop so we can walk you through those steps we just did with the platter. So if you want to jump on this Father's Day trend with the platters, we will help you get set up and walk you through that first listing so you can be pro by the end of the workshop. So this is very interactive. It's live. We have it open to conversation. So if you're like, hey, stop for a second, you can say that to us and we will stop and we will repeat ourselves. And this is just for Angel's group. So we're not trying to fill this up and you just follow along. It really is a implementation workshop that we are interacting with you to make sure that you have these skills by the time you're done with this call. You will also get a PDF that has the keywords you should use for the platter, some ideas where you can automate. So you're not just like hearing this information is going out one ear or in and out the other ear. Like this is something that's going to put you ahead. And we can help you walk through it. And we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end, but at least it's in your head now. So you know that you're going to have the help that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure you guys here, let me add my presentation here. Comment automate or automation for a link to this product where you can try it for free for 30 days. Okay. And also we can share with you guys the link. We'll be in the comment section. You can also grab that link to that the implementation workshop where they can walk you guys through this from start to finish.
Exactly. And you'll also get a Father's Day toolkit. That's that PDF I'm talking about. So you'll get both things. So you're going to be taken care of.
Yep. And make sure we're doing this, the workshop this coming Tuesday. If you're watching this on replay, still make sure to go down and grab that PDF toolkit. We will be sending out a replay to anybody that signs up to get that toolkit as well. So make sure to still, even if you're watching this, later on replay, make sure to grab that.
Yes. And if you are subscribed to my email list, I'll be sending out an invitation and a reminder for that workshop there. So once again, it's totally exclusive. Only people who are watching this who have that link are going to be in that training. So it's not going to be like thousands of random people. It's just going to be a pretty small group. So if you're interested in selling this really high search, low competition product, once again, very few sellers are selling this product because not many people even know about it. Anna and I were discussing earlier about how some of our top products have been products that no one talks about. If you are watching a YouTube video from, an influencer that's went viral and it's gotten thousands of views and they're telling you about a cell phone case or they're telling you about your t-shirt, like everyone already knows about that. Everyone's talked about it. It's saturated. This is a product that I have not heard anyone on YouTube talk about before. And so I think it's a lot of opportunity here that really is untapped. This is a very big Father's Day untapped opportunity. Alrighty, guys. So for those of you who are stuck around for low competition keywords and for our Spill the Bean segment, let's go ahead and dive into that. All right. So these are keywords that I found on eRank that are high searched, lower competition or very low competition. So these are keywords that you want to put in your SEO, whether it's in your title or in your tags. You could also gear your designs towards this, your niche towards this. First Father's Day gift from baby. So keeping in mind who is purchasing the gift, who is it from? People are actually typing in this long tail keyword. Okay. You don't have to put in the title like first Father's Day gift from baby. What I would maybe have is at the end of your SEO. So in your title. So this is how I personally like to structure my SEO. And this isn't like a hard, fast rule. It can change, with the listing. But I like to put my very niche specific, lower competition, some of the long tail keywords towards the beginning that are still high search. I'm still doing the research, making sure people are searching for those. But the broader, really high search keywords that are more like audience specific towards the end. Yes, basically I'm going to rank with those lower competition keywords at the beginning and maybe in my tags. First, because it's lower competition. That's how people are going to find me. But once people interact with that listing and the market likes it and begins purchasing it or liking it, and it's Etsy gets signals that this is a good quality listing, then I can start ranking for those higher competition keywords like Father's Day gift, things like that. So what I would probably do to hit this keyword is I would probably that long tail keyword, the first Father's Day gift from baby, I would probably put at the end of my title first Father's Day gift. And then in my tags, I'd maybe put gift from baby, somewhere so that there's a keyword matchup. But a lot of people are searching for that first Father's Day gift. So that's a huge one. And by the way, the platter, I think once again, lends itself well to this because they can add the handprint of the baby and personalize it in that way. Or you could even put first Father's Day barbecue, however you want to do it. Once again, you can use ChatGPT, you can use AI to help you think up phrases that no one else is using with different tones, funny, silly, sentimental, things like that. So once again, first Father's Day gift. And a lot of people use the number 1ST, so the abbreviation. A lot of people are typing in that specific abbreviation. I would not put that abbreviation in my title. I'd probably put it in the tags. So just something to think of there. Father's Day grilling plate. Once again, this was one of the first keywords I came across where people are searching for that. Platter, once again, that's what they're going to be searching for. So Father's Day grilling plate, Father's Day grilling platter, high searched, low competition. They also search for the word meaningful. So maybe something to put in your tags. Handprint, footprint. A lot of people want a custom handprint or footprint of their child. So basically how that would work is you would have the customer send you a photo of the child's handprint. They've done with paint or something like that. Socks, custom socks, that's a big one. That sells like crazy for Father's Day. And once again, while these will be marketed towards Father's Day, they can sell year round. It's an evergreen niche.
And on the handprint, I've seen where
Yes.
people make that a variation. So like you can have them just, if they don't want to send you a picture, let them just kind of have one that looks like a handprint that you got off of Canva, but then have a custom option where they can actually send you their own photo. Some people are even upcharging for that because you got a higher perceived value there. So that's something to definitely keep in mind.
I like that
And
idea.
Anywhere POD can help with that too, because it will hold the order and then you can swap in the image. So it's not like you have to, like that this is a special case where Anywhere POD can't help. You can actually, you can have the order held. Or if somebody's like, hey, can you change this for me? That order will be held and you can swap out the artwork right there and then it will continue on as if nothing happened. So that's a huge advantage because in the past, again, that was a huge problem when those occurrences happen, or you couldn't do the handprints because it would take forever. But now all of that can still be taken care of.
That's awesome. Some other low competition keywords, stepdad. So a lot of people are searching for gifts for their stepdad. Tumbler wrap. So that's more for like my digital sellers. First Father's Day gift. So once again, that number. Photo keychains. That's something that Printify offers. Gift from wife. Funny Father's Day card. So a lot of people like funny Father's Day gifts. And Anna, if you want to add in, feel free to jump in anytime you want. If you're like, oh, that reminds me, feel free. This is just from my own research.
Yeah, well, there's also, do you have another list just so I'm not jumping into too early? Is there any more?
So. Oh, wait. Oh, this is.
You do. Okay, you keep going. I'll add mine in at the end.
Perfect. So clip art, that's a low competition. Once again, for my digital sellers, I have a lot of digital sellers in my audience. From son. So Father's Day gift from son. Father's Day gift from kids. Kind of like that one earlier. First Father's Day gift from baby. Father's Day golf. So golf is probably one of the biggest recreation / sports I'm seeing. Of course, baseball is a big one too. From daughter. So Father's Day gift from daughter. Fishing is a big hobby that sells well. Custom cutting board. That's one that you mentioned earlier, Chris, where people are looking for those custom personalized cutting boards. All right, so that's it. And so really quickly, make sure that you guys check out this last video I did on the Wednesday grind, where I really dove into those top Q2 niches, trending keywords, low competition niches or niches, and low competition keywords. So check that out. And really quickly, Anna, is there anything you want to add on to that? Because I know, like, once again, you are a super successful seller. You've helped hundreds of successful shops and, really helped them scale. So any other tips for Father's Day?
Thank you. Yeah, for Father's Day, those low competition keywords are good. And sometimes think of the unusual situations, like uncles sometimes can be celebrated at Father's Day. Also, the platters, there are various forms of the way people are looking for the platters. You'll get that in the Father's Day toolkit in the PDF that we'll be sending with the workshop. Pickleball, that's another huge one with men. I would say that one's like raised in the ranks quite a bit with golf. And fishing is pickleball. I think there's a huge opportunity with combining those two things. I've seen towels do really well. That's another
like golf towels. What kind of towels? Like how are they ranking?
So it is golf. I think it's golf towel. I'll have to send you the data. But it's golf towel. Printify has this product, so you could personalize this with Anywhere POD. But yeah, I think the golf towel is actually a huge opportunity. It has great search volume. Yeah, so we could do another video on that one, just alone.
Okay. So like what kind of graphics? Is it text-based? Is it both?
It is personalization. So like pictures of kids' faces or their pet is a big one. I think you could have other golf related things, but there's definitely like a personalization aspect to it. And they clip it onto their bags and then they have this like personalized product that they are walking around with that they can show off to their golf.
And once again, I haven't heard anyone on YouTube talk about this product. It's like those are the products that like are golden, but they really are gold mines because no one's talking about them, because no one's selling them, because it's low competition. Because a lot of times in reality, by the time a YouTuber is talking about it, like everyone already knows about it. Like it's oversaturated. Like, but this is like truly a gold mine.
It really is. And that's what I love looking at. Here's another little tip. So Printify, this is kind of new to Printify, where they have a feature that's like early release.
Yes.
Is that right? Early release products. Is that how they name it? I love looking on there like once a
Yes.
month and just see, because nobody talks about that, but it's like literally Chris will have it connected. And so you can automate it and you're going to be the first person to that product. And yet nobody talks about that because it's like you're learning only from people's success who's already made it, which is great. That's inspirational, but you need to replicate that. And to me, that's a great strategy, is just looking at those early releases. That's how I found the golf towel. And I did the data search on it, and it was like, that's crazy. So yeah, I would say like pickleball, relationships that are a little bit different. Oh, you're pulling it up.
Okay, yes. So
Lovely.
I want to show you guys. Okay, so this is the Printify catalog. Once again, for those who are new here, Printify is a print-on-demand platform that prints and ships products for you. You just have to create the unique design. All right, so we go to catalog, early access.
Early
Right here.
access. There we
So
go.
let's
Yeah.
dig into this bad boy. Let's see.
Yes.
So let me know if you see anything that's like, whoa.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so magnet shapes. I think that could do well for Father's Day, like a custom like photo.
That's
Like,
true.
I
A
would
custom
buy that
photo. Yeah,
for Father's Day
that's true.
or Mother's Day.
That would last long. So you have your
Flags.
flags. So that's not really Father's Day, but if you think of signs, so yeah, we're looking at some sign options. That's a really good. I mean, signs have great data too.
What about the bucket hat? Do you think that could do anything for Father's Day?
No, I haven't looked at that one actually. They're back in style now. Like the dad bucket hat. I think there's like an actual phrase for it for dads. Chris, do you know? Your dad?
I'm not sure, but I could see that doing really well with the golf niche, though, because I mean, everybody's always wearing hats out on the golf court. That could do well if you combine that with golf.
Toddler sweatshirt. So think matching dad and son, mom and daughter, many me things. Those can do really, really well on Etsy.
Well. Yeah. Yes. And I was going to add, humor does so well at Father's Day, right? Yes. Everybody loves a good dad joke. Every dad loves a good joke. So almost like the crazier, the better, because that creates the emotional reaction. And most dads have everything they want. So whatever they're getting is not going to change their world. But if you give him a good laugh and it's something he can display of like his kids being totally goofy and it's like some thoughtful like goofball joke, that is going to sell like crazy.
Last week in my episode, I had talked about, I think it was from the National Federation of like Retail. I dug into some of their data, and the number one consideration was they wanted the gift to be meaningful for Father's Day and for Mother's Day. And number two, they wanted to create like a moment, like a memory. They wanted that gift to create a memory.
Yeah.
And so if it's a funny memory, all the better. So that's why those types of meaningful gifts and then custom gifts and funny gifts do well, because they want to create a memory. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's really important. That's why they're willing to pay more for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what another cool one is on here that I saw? I think it's suitcase covers. Sorry, I'm kind of going on a tangent. I'm more focused on this early access because I'm so cool when I found it. Suitcase covers. So this is a viral TikTok video. It's hilarious. It's of a family and they blew up these pictures and all their faces are like one smashed up against the screen. And they have these as their suitcase covers. The data also on those is really good. And I was thrilled to see like suitcases in Printify.
And I think their suitcase.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you don't miss it. And then it's like the video showed them in the airport and everyone was like laughing as they went by. And it's like, that's such a statement piece for a family, right? It's like, they're cool because they're going on a trip and then they have like these awesome suitcases that are like, shows like the personality of their family. And I think, Chris, are there luggage covers somewhere else? Are they?
I think Printify is the main one. I don't think there's
Printify has them. Maybe they weren't in early access. Maybe that was just the video I saw and I thought I remember seeing them in early access, but
luggage tags, passport, luggage
cover. There it is. Luggage cover.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, yep, they're Printify.
Yeah, okay. Very cool. And
Um,
that's another thing that people forget. I know a lot of people don't want to do social media because it's just an extra thing. Like I get it. I didn't do social media for my shop when I first started either. It was all organic, using good SEO, things like that, which can get you sales. Okay, it will. But you are leaving money on the table by not using social media. And when you have a product that provides an emotional reaction because it's funny or sentimental, or you can capture someone opening it, guys, it's golden. Like that's how people are just like crushing it with social media. Is they're just like they're literally all they're doing is like recording someone opening it and going, oh wow, with a little text on there, and like they're making the big bucks. So don't skip it because it's not that hard.
And depending on what you're wanting to do, some of those videos that you can generate now with AI, like it's getting unreal how much those like UGC videos you can generate with AI. It's really cool.
Yes, absolutely. But that's something that I haven't explored, and that's worth exploring for sure.
Yeah. Okay, type in golf towel.
Sure. Oh, yes, golf towel. So this is it. This is okay.
So this is a great provider. They've been around for
really
a really
inexpensive
long time.
too. I mean, pretty and its location USA printer. Okay. No,
so this is a really,
cool.
really cool product that I think has huge potential. The data on it is really, really good. And again, if you're a gift giving store, there's no reason why you can't have platters and you can't have golf towels because you're just a gift giving store. So don't like trap yourself in this idea of like, well, this doesn't go in my product category. It's like, your product can just be gifting. That's it. And you can have a variety of great products, and a lot of your theme could be personalization too, like having these really great kind of like shock value gifts. And a golf towel is actually that, and people love the personalization aspect. They love the hobby. I mean, everyone loves their hobby and their passion towards it. So, if you come up with a silly golf towel, maybe your face is squished against the golf towel, then that could be your angle. You could test it.
Yeah, exactly. It only costs twice. Let's test it. Test it.
One thing I really like doing on products like this, like golf towels or even any other ones, is think of ways that you can add in or bundle other products, right? So we're talking about golf towels. Add in golf balls with it too. If it's a similar design, especially if it's photo upload, you can add those in one listing with Anywhere POD. You can even give them the choice. Do you want the golf towel, the golf ball, or get both of them? With
golf t-shirt, golf hat. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
because when
give
people
Dad
are
the full golf experience.
Exactly. When people are purchasing for a gift, they have limits, right? They're going to say, okay, I'm going to spend $50 on Dad for Father's Day. So if they come to your shop and spend 20 of that, like you might as well be trying to get, the other 30 that they're going to spend somewhere anyway. If they can do it all in one click from your single listing, like that's perfect.
Yeah. And they might like that Dad gets to show up with the golf towel with your face on it, and the golf ball with your face on it, and the sweet shirt with your face on it. Like,
right.
That's pretty cool.
All right. So I pulled up the article here. I'm going to show you guys because I was really shocked by this. I hope it's the same one. But I was astounded by what people spend. And it was a lot of money, what people are willing to spend for Father's Day. Okay, so special outing, that's a big one. Clothing, apparel, gift cards. So what people plan on purchasing for Father's Day. And this is from the National Retail Federation. Total spending. So look, it's going up. People are spending more money, even though inflation is increasing. Look at this. They're still spending a lot of money. And I wish it was here. But it said that the average person spends around $130 for their dads on Father's Day. I'm like, wait, what? Because they're not just buying a little thing, like they might take them out to lunch, they might take them out to dinner, they might buy them tickets to a concert or tickets to or an outing where they go golfing together, and then they're going to get apparel for the outing. Like they actually spend a decent amount of money. It's not like they're spending $10-$20. They're people who are taking the time to buy a gift, they're actually spending a decent amount of money.
Yeah, that's where I think it works great. Like I said, adding in those, we were talking about the platters earlier. If you're adding in some sort of like matching or something funny that's going on, like a kitchen apron or kitchen towels, like it kind of goes along with that same theme in the listing, and it can really help that average order value. They're there for the platter and easily adding on the other things.
So Father's Day spending,
nice.
$163 if you're a woman is what they're spending on average. If you're a man, you're spending $271. So I would not guess that. I wouldn't have guessed
Yeah.
that. So like, don't feel, once again, especially if it's custom and they want to create a memory, they want it to be meaningful coming down here.
Yep.
What consumers say is the
Yep.
most important when purchasing their Father's Day gift. They want a gift that's unique or different. That's what
Yep.
that's a number one consideration. And then number two, a gift that creates a special memory. Cost, convenience, and cost are still a consideration, but they're not as high as those other two ones. So
Right.
we're really powerful data-driven information that can help gear how you want to approach Father's Day this 2025.
And I think this also just confirms that if you want to take advantage of Father's Day, which by the way, you have to do right now, you have to start
Yes.
listing for Father's Day
Yes.
or you're wasting
Yes.
your time. Because if
Yep.
you start listing 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, even 4 weeks before, you're competing against people who've
Yes.
already been making sales for at least 4 to 6, even 8 weeks. Okay, that's really, really, really hard to do. So, and then the other thing too is if you're not doing personalization, you probably are not going to get quite the sales that you are hoping for. That just, I mean, the data right there, it shows it, right, Angel? Like,
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you have to approach this
like
in a
May.
very strategic way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be strategic. You need the tools to make this work, or else you're going to end up like me and Angel, miserable on a holiday that should be really happy because you're sitting there trying to fulfill personalized orders. So don't learn from me and Angel. Just learn from us. And you
I
could
lost
even pay an
time with my
employee.
family. I lost money because I turned off the listings. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So just start the right way and make this process fun for yourself. It should be fun and make it easy for yourself. Like we have the tools now. You don't need to do it the old way in like the name of doing it the old way. Just do it the right way now.
Once again, comment on automation for the link to try it for free. You could try it totally for free for 30 days. And once again, they're going to be doing a entire workshop for you guys, just for people who are listening to this webinar right now, to this episode, and walk you through. You can leave that webinar, leave that workshop with a product that you can sell on for Father's Day, which you don't get that kind of one-on-one help like anywhere. So if you are listening to this, make sure you take advantage of that. Make sure you're signed up for that workshop, because you don't get these types of opportunities very often, where you can work with Anna, you can work with Chris, and they're going to help you create a product that you can sell that can change your life. If it becomes a bestseller, it can change your life. It just takes one listing to really change the trajectory of your life. So take the time to take advantage of that. Even if you're like, I'm the fence on this, I'm not sure if I want to try this. Like this product may not be for me. Doesn't go in my niche, or, it sounds intimidating. Just show up to the workshop and see what they have to say, and see if it's something that you're interested in. And, once again, you get that one-on-one help. If you're like, you don't know where to start, you're overwhelmed. There's so many times, like I'm a veteran seller. And anytime I want to try a new product, I get overwhelmed. Once again, I'm experienced. I know what to do. And I'm just like, I can't figure this out. I don't know how the steps are, how to integrate. It really is so overwhelming and so intimidating. So take the help while it's there, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if the platter isn't for you, you're going to learn the steps that you need to take for any other product you want to do. Because again, this is a hub. This is a one-stop shop. So you don't have to go to the new provider and learn how they do their listings and their integrations and figure that all out, and then have to do that for another provider. This is all in one spot. It's all streamlined for you. So it does make it easy. So show up, even if it's just to learn the process, because it will be the same for each product that you do. You're not going to have to relearn things. It's the same steps over and over again.
All right. So now let's dive into the Spill the Beans segment, because I always like for my listeners to walk away with actionable strategies to help them with their business, to help them be more successful in their business, to help them have a better mindset for their business. And just feel more prepared for the rest of the week, okay? For the rest of the week, for the rest of the year. So let's go ahead and dive into that now. And feel free, Anna, to answer, or Chris, whoever wants to answer, or you guys can both answer.
Absolutely.
So what is the number one biggest mistake Etsy sellers make who aren't successful, who are struggling to get visibility? What are their top mistakes?
I would say that the biggest mistake that we see Etsy sellers make is not doing it the right way from the beginning. So they will go through and kind of do it the old manual way, set up their, personalization, all manual and everything. And then doesn't take long, doesn't take very many sales at all. You start getting 1, 2, 3 sales a day, and you're spending so much more of your time focused on processing the sales that you've already received that you're not able to spend the time that you need to focusing on the activities you need to do to get future sales. So setting up the right way from the beginning with the automation tools in place so that when you start getting those sales, it's not going to be a headache for you and you're able to breeze on through. We talked to too many people that find us just a little bit too late and they have to go back through and reset up listings or move them over. We do have a process. If you have current listings, you can move those listings over to Anywhere POD. But it's still that extra time that if you do it from the beginning, it can save you a lot of time, especially as we're going into a big season like Father's Day.
All right. Now, number 2, what are your top tips? So this is for Anna. What are your top tips to increase visibility on Etsy?
First of all, your keywords just have to make sure that your keywords are keywords that people are actually using to look for something and buy it. There are actual keywords that have good data, but people aren't actually buying anything with those keywords. So that's really important. And then the second one is going to be to actually do your research and create products that people actually want. Use elements that are trending in the workplace. Don't overthink designs thinking you need to be the next Picasso. You really just need to create your own take on what is working in the marketplace already and match that with a beautiful mock-up. And so if you kind of have that trifecta there, that's how you're going to be seen. You have to have eyes on your product. You have to have a product that people want. And when you put those things together, that's when you start to see more visibility in your shop and more sales.
Yep. Simple sells.
Simple sells. Keep it simple, my friends. And also make sure that it's things that people want. Don't sell the chevron pattern from 10 years ago. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Pay attention to trends. Yeah. I cover trends every week here. So make sure you guys are subscribed because trends do matter. They do. And they create unique opportunities and gaps in the market.
Right.
Once a new trend comes in, if it's not there yet and you're first to get there, and it happens all the time, you will be rewarded by the market.
Yeah, that's why anyone can always start print on demand and they're not in competition with someone who's established because trends do change.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I don't believe in really saturation on Etsy because of that exact reason.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what are your top tips to go from 0 to 100 sales fast? So someone is brand new, they want to get started, or maybe they've already got, it's taken them a year and they had their first 50 sales. How do they get to their next 500 sales, their next 1,000 sales? So how would they go from 0 to 100 fast?
Yeah, Chris, I know I said every other one, but can I take over this one?
Go for it. You can take this one too.
I interrupt him way too much, but he allows me to.
You go for it.
But this is one that I love because this is your hardest time right now is the 100 sales because you're unsure if you can do it. Probably if you're like most people, you don't have a lot of design experience. So you're just going on the faith that this is possible. And those first 100 sales, you're fighting to establish a store. So my top tip, and I guess Chris can still go if he wants to after me, but my favorite strategy for looking to get that first 100 sales is called the 3x20 method. Okay. So the 3x20 method, it's very simple. So you're going to have your keyword that has great data behind it, and you're going to create 20 listings around it. Okay. They need to be a variety. You can't just do a repeat of everything you've done, or essentially you're testing 20 of the same thing. So you're not even testing, you're testing one thing that's 20 of it. So you want to have a lot of variety in these 20 listings and designs so that you really get an idea of what people are looking for. So this is going to be done through research, and you're going to pull all these ideas and you're going to put it together. Okay. Now with those 20 listings, you're going to look at your data from your stats in your shop, and you're going to see what's getting views, clicks, favorites, and of course, sales. Those are our favorite, but you don't always get those immediately. But at least you want to see what's getting action in your shop. Okay. You want to see where people, like real humans with eyeballs, are coming to your shop and clicking around and being like, I might like this. And if you're not getting sales yet, that's totally fine. That's why the 3x20 method is so powerful, because you're going to look at seeing where humans are coming into your shop. Think of them actually walking into your shop. Yes, they walked away, but they came in for that reason. You're going to test out more in that area that's getting you action in those top 3 listings. So in those top 3 listings, let's say like you have, I don't know, some cats and some books or something, like it's the book niche. You're going to just add more to that. You're typically not going to get your first sale just by putting up one listing in one niche just one time. You have to test a lot of ideas for this to work. Okay. And that's the luxury of print on demand, is you can test and there's not a huge expense to it. So you're going to take those top 3 listings that are getting clicks, getting favorites, where people are showing interest, and you're going to go a step further and say, okay, that didn't hit emotionally, but I'm going to test more now because I know people are coming into my shop there, and I'm going to test to see if I can get a new emotional angle. Okay, we want to ignore the stuff that's not getting action. You do not want to keep putting in your effort into something that's just crickets. Okay, you don't want cricket. You don't want to serve crickets. You want to serve real people who are in your shop behind a computer screen looking to buy something. So focus on your data on those top listings, even if you're not getting sales yet, that are still getting clicks and favorites, because you'll be surprised that if you keep testing there, you just hadn't made the emotional connection yet. But if you test again, and maybe you have to do it again, you might have to do it a few times.
So when you say test, what would that look like? So say maybe you have a Father's Day golf themed item. Okay. How would I test that in a different way? Like, what would I do? What does that look like?
Okay, good idea. So it could be a different layout of what you're doing. It could be different graphics. It could be names. It could be the saying. Okay, there's lots of different ways that you can test and tweak. A saying would be a good idea. Come up with 5 different new phrases. Okay, because names are you have to have names on there. So come up with 5 different phrases. Come up with a different background. Try combining maybe golf now and barbecuing. Right? You could do all 3 things. Maybe combine pickleball and barbecue. Maybe combine barbecue and
cross niching is powerful.
Yeah, cross niching it. Like, think of ways you can cross niche. There's an endless amount of ideas. So keep researching, go deeper. That's a lot of the biggest problem, is like a lot of people will go thin in that first initial test. And then they think, well, man, I put out 20 designs. I should have nailed out a best winner and made 100 grand by now. And it's like, no, that's not true. Like, a lot of times you're making a lot of iterations of something that seems to kind of be coming alive before something actually truly does hit and grow. And then you keep testing there. And that's every time how I've ever scaled, is it's literally like something sold. And I was like, that's interesting. I made some more variations of it with cross niching or a different design layout of it. Maybe I had a colorful text and now it's just a plain black text in a different font. Like, all of those variations can work.
Sometimes it's just that small tweak. It's not always, you don't have to redo that whole design. Sometimes it's just that little tweak of changing the font color or changing the font that takes somebody from a favorite to an actual purchaser. And now with what you have with AI, where you can use AI to help you come up with different variations of sayings, AI can come up with different variations of your entire design for you now. Like, it's amazing what you can do there. Definitely leverage that when you're testing out some of these different variations. We've had several, users that kind of use this 3x20 method and have had great luck with it.
I love that. No, that's amazing. That's a really good tip. I haven't really heard anywhere else.
Go a step further. Don't just stop at one, like, I've done research once. Go further, go deeper. Don't assume that you didn't nail it yet. You didn't, it's just, you haven't done it yet. You're there. You have people coming to your store. You just haven't nailed it yet.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Don't give up with the first try.
Yeah.
So if you were to start all over, you had to make a whole new Etsy shop, which can be a daunting task. How would you scale it? Like, how would you make it more successful than when you started your first shop? So if you were to start all over, knowing everything you know now, what would you recommend?
I would say find a way to not just be another drop in the ocean, right? So if you're listing the same products, same designs as everybody else, that makes it really, really hard to gain traction. So you need to find those things that are going to set you apart from the rest of the other sellers. So one of those things is having unique designs, cross-niching and niching down and getting more specific than other people. That's one of those efforts that other people won't put into. Second one is offering personalization. Not everybody is going to go through the effort to offer personalization that immediately gives you an advantage. We've talked, this whole time about how Etsy's, really driving traffic for that. So I would definitely go all in on personalization. And then the third thing is focusing on those products, like we said, that people aren't talking about. The platters from DecoPlate, the other products from DecoPlate, some of the exclusive products we have from Usha Mercantile that's like cotton bedding that like you can't find it other places. I would go all in on those types of products. So those are three things. A lot of people will do one of those three. Like they will down, but they're putting on a t-shirt. Well, t-shirts are great. Don't get me wrong. I love selling t-shirts too, but as a new shop, that can be a hard product to find traction in. But if you're hitting all three of those, it can really, really help with a new shop.
Yeah, I was just so yes, exactly what Chris was saying is a unique product. And Angel, like you've had success with that too. I've had success with that. But I would also say tools. People get so afraid to use a tool, but it's like you couldn't pay someone $40 or 50 or whatever like a tool costs to do the work that it does.
Right.
It would cost you thousands of dollars. And you would have to manage that person and make sure they get it done in a timely manner. And it's not instantaneous. So you have to test a lot, right? And if you are burdened by all these tasks that I get are taught everywhere because so few people know that you can automate like everything in one spot. It's just going to slow you down so much. And you have to get through those first, I call them kind of your ugly designs until you get to better ones, because that's just the nature of learning. Learning is kind of like messy. And so if you're taking all this time to put up your ugly listings, which they have to go out into the world, you have to do it to learn the process and to get that data back and to do the 3x20 method. You need something that's going to let you do that just rapid fire. So use the right tools. Don't waste your time being like that's in the future, because then you're really just slowing yourself down and you're going to be kind of miserable because the first 100 are just hard. So make it easy for yourself. Use tools that are going to get there faster. Like use the Kittle, Kittle for AI is amazing. Use Canva, use Anywhere POD, and just make your life easier if you want to do this. Like,
yes, absolutely.
Treat it like a business.
Yes. If you want business-like results, you need to treat it like a business. Otherwise, if you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get hobby-like results, which isn't going to amount to anything that's going to actually change, the trajectory of your life.
Yep.
And the hobby thing, it would take you longer anyways. Like it's not going to be more fun or enjoyable to just do it harder, like do the harder steps.
And
treat it like a business and then make it easy for yourself.
Yes.
And your time is valuable. A lot of people starting out, oh, my time's not working. You don't have unlimited amounts of time.
No.
The amount of time you spend, every minute you spend doing something that you could automate is time that you're taking away from actually doing the activities that you need to do to increase sales. So it's all about speed and efficiency, especially running, starting out, you're running, a small shop to begin with. It's just you have the most finite resource that you have right now is your time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. And downloading a design and uploading a design is not a money-making task. No. Research is a money-making task. And creating the design is a money-making task. Those are your two money-making tasks.
So that ties into what we're going to talk about next really quickly. The one last thing is your number one piece of advice that will help someone move the needle in their business, like where they can actually see progress in their business. So kind of tying into that, continue. Sorry.
Okay. I will just continue because again, yes, I get so excited about this. I word vomit. I take over everybody's conversation. I'm so sorry. Okay.
I love your enthusiasm.
So the conversation or two things, money-making tasks, your research. If you don't know what people want or what is interesting to people, then you're creating designs for yourself. Like this isn't going to go anywhere, right? So the other one is going to be your design, because you have to have a design on a product out in the world for people to buy. Okay. So focus on the money-making tasks. Downloading, uploading a design, not a money-making task. having to create the personalized design when you get the order, not a money-making task. Creating your mock-up, again, creating it, downloading it, uploading it to each listing, those are not money-making tasks. Those are actually like soul-sucking tasks. I can tell you that from personal experience. They are soul-sucking. Don't do the soul-sucking tasks. They don't make you money, but they're necessary. So just let Anywhere POD automate the soul suckers and do the fun part. Do the research. Get inside of people's mind. Just put yourself in people's shoes and be like, what would excite them? What would make them happy? Like, serve those people. Like, treat them like a human that you would want to give. Like, think about your child when you want to give them a gift. You're not like, oh, I'll just get them a gift card. Like, you sit and think about them. Think about that person, and like, that's their hard-earned money that they are willing to give in exchange for something valuable. So think about that. Think about what is important to them. What makes them excited? What about the gift? If they got this gift for someone, is that going to bring them closer? Is that going to be a match for them? And when you can shift to that service attitude and also cut out all the soul-sucking tasks that you don't ever want to do anyways because they're so awful, then you're going to have a better experience. You're going to get sales faster, and you're going to be proud of yourself, right? You're going to have a good experience.
Well, thank you so much for all those tips, you guys. This was such a valuable episode. Wow. So whether or not you ever try Anywhere POD, lots of actionable, valuable tips. Once again, comment automation if you want to give Anywhere POD a try for free. By the way, you don't get to try this for free unless you use that link. So make sure you grab that link in the description, anywhere else. Because whenever I just went onto your website, there's like a 30-day money back trial. But if you want to try it completely for free, no strings attached, make sure you use that link. And make sure you guys show up and come to that workshop if you're interested in taking advantage of this low competition product that no one's talking about. Very few people are selling. Once again, I think that this is a unique opportunity for sellers who want to cash in for Father's Day.
Yes. Yeah. So the workshop is going to be on Tuesday, April 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. You're going to only get the link if you sign up for the Father's Day Toolkit PDF that is in the description. And that way we can email you, let you know, get you the link over. Angel will also send out that link. But that's the way you get into the workshop, and you're going to get the PDF with all the information about. Yeah, totally free. We just want to help you implement so that you're working smarter, not harder. You're taking away the soul-sucking tasks and get you to those money-making tasks faster.
All right, if you guys made it all the way to the end, comment Coffee Crew if you're part of the dedicated crew, and if you enjoy this content and want to hear more like it. And just a heads up, we are now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so give us a listen there and a follow and a review. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an awesome week, guys.